I still don't know who started saying my name in the dark first, but by the time I realized it, the whole city was saying it back to me. You've probably noticed this is a long story. I'm asking you to stay focused because what happened to me wasn't just love gone wrong. It was love used like a weapon. And when it snapped, it didn't cut one person. It cut everyone standing nearby. People joke that heartbreak makes you crazy. I used to laugh at that. I don't laugh anymore. This started in 2023 when I got a scholarship to a well-known MBA program in a place people like me only saw on billboards, Westgate Business Institute, in a coastal city I'll call Harbor City. Back home, my parents ran a tiny roadside stall, not a shop, a stall. Tin roof, plastic chairs, oil-stained cash box, the kind of life where a bad week doesn't mean no vacation, it means no rice. When the scholarship email came, my mother cried into her scarf and kept whispering, "Now you'll be safe." My father just stared at the phone like it was a miracle that might vanish if he blinked. I promised them both the same thing. Give me 2 years, I'll fix everything. The first day at Westgate, I learned what everything really meant. The parking lot looked like a car show, polished paint, customized plates, engines that purred like animals. Students stepped out smelling like expensive cologne and air-conditioned lives. I stepped out smelling like bus seats and instant noodles. I kept my head down and told myself I didn't come here to belong. I came here to win. In the first month, I made only one real friend, Kunal. He had that tired humor people get when life has already punched them a few times and they learned to punch back with jokes. He took one look at my cheap backpack and said, "Relax, everyone here is rich. You're allowed to breathe anyway." Then, one day in class, the professor asked a case question, and a girl answered like she'd already seen the exam. Her voice was calm, sharp, almost bored. Her name was Celine. Everyone praised her. People leaned toward her like flowers chasing sunlight. I tried not to stare, but I kept watching the way she moved, like she never had to apologize for taking up space. Kunal saw it and nudged me. "Don't get hypnotized. Those people eat off glass plates. We're still learning how to afford spoons." I laughed, but the truth sat heavy behind my ribs. Then, mid-semester results came out. I went to the notice board expecting to see my name somewhere in the middle, maybe respectable. Instead, my name was at the top, rank 1. The hallway changed instantly. Hands reached out, smiles appeared. People who didn't know my name yesterday said it perfectly today. I shook a few hands automatically. Then I saw Celine standing near the board. She didn't clap, she didn't cheer, she just looked at me like she'd been waiting to see if I was real. And then she offered her hand. "Congrats," she said. "You're not just talk." Her palm was warm, her grip was confident. I shook it and felt something stupid happen inside my chest, like a locked door had quietly opened. After that, Celine started showing up everywhere. Same canteen table, same bench in class, same hallway at the same time. At first, I told myself it was coincidence. Then it became routine. She asked me questions nobody else cared about. "Did you eat today? Are you sleeping enough? Do you call home?" She'd call me in the evening just to check something, and we'd end up talking about nothing and everything until my phone got hot in my hand. I'd hang up and stare at the ceiling of our hostel room while Kunal scrolled videos beside me. One night he said, without looking up, "Don't fall in love unless you're ready to bleed." I told him he was dramatic. He didn't laugh. A few weeks later, I was standing at a bus stop outside campus with Kunal and 2 other guys when a low, smooth engine rolled up like thunder trying not to be loud. A small 2-seater sports car stopped in front of us, so clean it looked unreal. I whispered, "One day, if life ever stops hating me, I'll buy something like that." The window lowered. Celine was in the driver's seat. "Get in," she said, like it was the most normal thing in the world. "We're late."
Kunal's eyebrows shot up so high I thought they'd leave his face. I slid into that passenger seat like I was stepping into another person's life. The car smelled like leather and something floral. My hands didn't know where to rest. As she drove, she glanced at me. "What do you want after this?" she asked. "You're topping everything." I said the truth because it was the only thing I owned completely. I want my parents to stop counting coins in the dark. I want a home where the roof doesn't panic during rain. I want stability. Celine nodded. "Good." Then she said casually, "A big corporate firm is coming for placements next year. They'll hire one person from our batch." I looked at her. "One?" She smiled slightly. "One." There was a pause. Her fingers tapped the steering wheel once, slow. "You look trusting," she added. "Be careful here. People will smile while they steal from you." I tried to sound brave. "My intentions are clean. Let them try." Celine's eyes flicked at me. "Clean intentions don't stop dirty games." That sentence stayed with me longer than it should have. From then on, she drove me to campus often. She'd pick me up outside the hostel gates like she owned the road and the morning. My friends started joking. "Bro, you're living a movie. Bro, you're about to marry into money." I told them to shut up. I told myself it didn't matter. But after months of her attention, her calls, her sudden concern, I started confusing care with love and love with destiny. A full year passed like that. 1 year of her being close enough to feel real, but never saying what she meant. Then, right before final exams, she came to the hostel in her car and texted one word: "Come." I stepped outside with my notes still in hand. "I can't. Exam tomorrow." She leaned over the passenger seat and smiled. "Not for long. Crescent Bay is 5 minutes. You need air." I should have said no. I didn't. Crescent Bay was Harbor City's famous waterfront. Night waves, street lights, the smell of salt and fried snacks. We sat on the seawall, shoulders close, listening to water slap stone like someone tapping on a door. Celine's hand slid onto mine, gentle like an accident she didn't correct. My throat tightened. I don't know what possessed me, but the question escaped before my fear could stop it. "Do you ever think about marriage?" Celine didn't pull away. She didn't laugh. She just watched the black ocean. "Of course," she said. "Who doesn't?" My heart sprinted. "What kind of person do you want?" I asked, trying to sound casual while my whole body screamed. Celine turned to me. Her eyes caught the streetlight and looked almost gold. "Someone steady," she said. "Someone who cares. Someone who doesn't run when things get ugly." Then, like she could feel how deep I was falling, she stood up and dusted her hands. "That's enough romance," she said lightly. "Finals start tomorrow. Don't ruin your year over a conversation." She drove me back in silence, and I stared out the window with my future building itself in my head like a lie that looked beautiful. That night, back in our hostel room, my books were open, but my mind wasn't on the page. I finally told Kunal. "Something's wrong with me," I said. "When she's near, I can't breathe normally." Kunal's face didn't change. He just said, "That's love." I smiled like an idiot. "Then it's good, right?" Kunal sat up and looked at me properly. "Love is not always good," he said. "Sometimes it's a trap with soft walls." I didn't listen. I didn't want to. I called my mother the next morning and told her with shaking excitement that there was a girl, Celine, who cared about me, who might, maybe, one day. My mother's voice softened into hope. "Bring her home. Let me feed her. Let me see your happiness." I promised I would after finals. Final exams arrived like a storm. For 3 semesters, I had ranked first. My confidence was sturdy. My routine was clean. But my heart was busy living in a fantasy Celine had never confirmed. On the morning of the first final paper, I walked into the classroom and froze. Celine was sitting on our bench with a man I'd never seen. They were close, not just physically, the kind of close where silence between them felt comfortable. I told myself not to overthink it. The exam was about to start, but my hands were cold. Every few minutes, my eyes betrayed me and turned towards Celine. She didn't look at me once. No good luck, no cheer, nothing. When the paper ended, she stood immediately and walked out, still beside him. I followed, half running, and saw them slide into her car together like it was normal. I stood on the steps outside the building, unable to move, watching taillights disappear. Back at the hostel, I called her. Busy, busy, busy. I messaged. One tick. My stomach hollowed out. I didn't sleep. I didn't eat. I stared at my phone until the battery died, then charged it, like that would charge my hope too. The next day, another exam. I showed Kunal the screen.